Hey guys, welcome to the video. Today I'll be sharing IntelliJ shortcuts that I use all the time to increase my coding productivity. IntelliJ is my favorite IDE and I use it all the time at work and also while working on private projects. The shortcuts are not in a specific order and they are ordered randomly. So let's jump into it. Shortcut number one is show file structure. Let's say you have a very long Java class that contains many methods and you are looking for a specific method. You can search for it by scrolling down one by one, taking a look at the name of the method, the parameters, the return type, one by one, but this is super time consuming. A solution for that is to use the shortcut show file structure, which is Command F12 or Control F12, and here you can see all the method that this class has and also the members of the class. If the list is too long, you can search on it. Let's say I'm looking for an update method. I would start typing update and here I can find the update song method and jump to it. Shortcut number two is extract method. Let's say we have a very long method and we want to split it into multiple methods to increase code readability. What we would do, we would use the extract method shortcut, which we can use it by highlighting the code that we want to extract it, clicking on Option Command M, and IntelliJ would create separate private method for us. We can rename it here, or I will just keep it get songs. And here we have our new method. Let's say we want to extract this part of the code in a separate method. We do it again by clicking Option Command M, and IntelliJ will create a private method for us, a separate private method for us, and we can rename it. I will keep it at get string response entity. And IntelliJ is smart enough to know in order to extract that part of the code, it has to pass the header and the song ID as parameter to the new created method. Shortcut number three is rename. Let's say we want to rename this method. We can highlight it, right click, refactor, rename, or we can use the shortcut Shift F6 instead of using the mouse, which we can do it right now by highlighting the method name and clicking on Shift F6 and songs, and we rename this method. Let's say we want to rename this interface. We can do so by highlighting the name of the interface, again Shift F6, rename it, add a couple of O's, whoopsie, add a couple of O's, enter, rename inheritor with the following file names. So here we would rename the test, and above we would rename the implementing class. I'll click on OK, and here IntelliJ also rename the implementing classes. Now we're gonna learn two shortcuts at once, which is hide project side window and jump to project side window. So let's say you are here in the code and you have this long line and you cannot see the end of the line, and your hands are on the keyboard and you don't want to go all the way like this. You just want to hide the project side window so you can see more of the code. We can do so by using the command jump to project side window, which is command 1, and here I'm in the project side window, and if I want to minimize it, it is shift escape, and I would minimize it and I would have way more space to see my code, and I can also now see the end of the line. Let's say you're in the project side window and you were taking a look around and you went a long way down and you want to go back to the code, but you don't want to go all the way up to the controller and press on enter to jump for the cursor to jump back to the code. You can just simply press escape to go back to the code, and here you can continue typing your code. Shortcut number I don't remember is the switcher. The switcher is something I use all the time. You can access the switcher by holding control and pressing on tab, and then you can go to the previous files that you were at, and if you want to go the other way around, you can hold control shift and clicking tab and you would go up. A very useful shortcut is jump to line that I use all the time. For example, let's say you see an exception and the exception says there was an error thrown at line 500 in your controller, and you don't want to go to the controller and scroll all the way down until line 500. What you can do is go to the controller and use the shortcut command L, jump to, say you want to go to line, let's say now line 40, press enter and it will take you to the line directly. Another very useful shortcut that I use all the time is jump forward and backward. Let's say you were doing very important stuff here and you scroll down and start clicking around and you want to go back where you were editing, but you don't really remember where it was. You can use this shortcut, go backward, to go backward in time to where your cursor was. You can do so by clicking on Option, Command, left arrow, and you go back, 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 back until you reach your code. And if you want to go forward, you can use the shortcut Option, Command, right arrow, right, right, right to go forward in your code. You can search in IntelliJ in many different ways. The two shortcuts that I use the most is search string in project, which is Command Shift F, and here you can type something like, I don't know, let's look for token, and here you can search in the code for tokens. Let's search for user, and here you can search everywhere for the word user. You can also here tell it to match case and to match the exact word. Like if there is a space after, it will look for it. If you write user uppercase, the match case option would look only for the user with the uppercase and that has a space after. Another search shortcut that I use all the time is search everywhere. You can search everywhere by clicking the shift twice and you have this dialog, and this is used for searching for classes primarily. If you start with a capital letter, it will look first for classes. Let's say controller. I'm looking for my controller. If only I can type it, controller classes, and here we can see the song controller and the user controller, for example. You can go and look for symbols. Let's say update symbols will search for methods that has the word update in it. So yeah guys, that was the video. Thank you for watching. I hope this helped someone and I will see you in the next video. Ciao.